Alright guys, welcome back to Warfield Motor Repair. B Rice here. So today we have got the front forks off of this beautiful 1998 Kawasaki KX125 two-stroke. So when we got it, the forks were leaking, and I didn't know that like as soon as we got it, but as soon as you started compressing the forks down, the seals they were bad, so you just started seeing the fluid pour out of them. So that's no problem. Rocky Mountain has us covered, not sponsored though, but we went on Rocky Mountain, ordered a Pivot Works complete fork rebuild kit. So we've got that covered. We've got some Bell Ray 5-way oil here as well. So yeah, we've got everything we need. We've got our tools out. Let's get started. All right, so the first thing I like to do is I'm gonna open this and lay out all the new components that we have. So got seals. And I like to lay them out by like similarity. So these two are the same, so I'll just put those there. Two of those. All of these are individually wrapped. I don't know why. I don't understand this. They're individually wrapped. It's such a small piece, huge bag. I don't know. Maybe it's so it doesn't get lost. Our dust seal here, fork seal, and our bushings. So that is everything. All right, so let's begin tearing the fork apart. All right, so we're gonna start with one leg here. I'm gonna start with the left leg. I'm gonna set the right leg down. So I'm gonna work on this one here, the right leg, left leg, I'm sorry, that has, this holds the brake on. So I'm gonna start with this leg. So we're gonna take it off. We'll take it off, take it apart. We're gonna start with this one. I'm gonna do this one real time, walk you guys through it, and then the right leg I'm gonna do in the time lapse, kind of speed the video up, because these two legs are the exact same. So if you don't know, these are KYB twin, I never really get the name right. They're twin spring, twin chamber, spring fork, whatever you want to call it. There's a spring in this fork and there's a spring in the other leg, okay? So both legs have a spring. They both have rebound, dampening, and compression adjustments on all of them. So they're the exact same in each leg. So we're gonna take this leg apart first, and then we're gonna, anyway, so we're gonna take this leg apart first. In real time, I'll walk you guys through it, and then we'll hit the time lapse. All right, let's get started. All right, so step one, you gotta get this to atmospheric pressure. So there's a little valve here at the end, and I'm just gonna pull this off. It'll let the air out. You wanna do this also before every ride, because these aren't air forks, so the amount of air built up inside of it should be atmospheric, or it should have atmospheric air pressure inside, okay? And if it gets higher, that's kind of how your seals can break down here. As too much air builds up from heat and all the compression, it makes it stiffer, and it's not designed like these seals. From what it seems like is those seals aren't designed for that. I had a set of forks and I never bled the air out of them, and I kept replacing the seals on them pretty often because I'd beat it up, and that's not good. So to like save them, I would just before every ride and after just bleed the air. Next, we're gonna seat the clip here, which is you spin it clockwise. It should be 16 clicks in. I'm just gonna click it all the way until it seats. That's what our service manual is telling us here. If you don't have one, a service manual, owner's manual, Kawasaki provides them on their website. You can buy the service manual. The owner's manual is free. It's just a download, but that is on Kawasaki's website. So if you need it, yeah, we're gonna turn this till it seats, and it should be gentle. Oh, right there. That's the end. So that's as hard. Oh no, goes more. I think it might be the screwdriver I'm using is too big. Oh, that's it. That's the end. Because it should go gentle. It's now not gentle. All right. So that's all the way in. Okay. Now the next step, hold up, just gotta pull it up in the book. All right. Now it's in the seated position. We're gonna have to pull this cap off. So let me back up. All right, let's see. So, next step. I don't have all my tools ready. There we go. All right, so the book talks about pulling this off. So it says you pull it off from the top, then you drop the stuff in the bottom. On the other forks I usually loosen the bottom, then I undo this and pull out the top, but we have to do it a little bit different. These forks are a little bit different from that. So we're just gonna loosen. There we go. So we're gonna loosen that up. Okay, there we go, look at that. So the next step is we gotta pull the spring down. We gotta loosen that and pull this stuff off. So I'm gonna need probably a set of gloves. It's a little rusty down in there. I don't know what size nut that is. My guess is it's a 19 down in there. So let me grab those tools and we'll get to that. Okay, so you're gonna need a 17mm wrench, right? What you're gonna do here, I would recommend getting a rag or put a glove on because these components are gonna be oily. If you don't care about that, like getting them on your hands, okay? I just do it to get a better grip. So you gotta pull the spring down a little and there's the nut. So you gotta pull it down and stick your wrench in there. So it's a little bit of a process here. So I'm gonna pull down, expose the nut. Is this 17? Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now that that's in there, you're gonna take your whatever you want ratchet. I'm gonna use the impact, and it's a 17mm socket on top. And actually, I don't need this anymore. You're just gonna. Oh, what just happened? There we go. All right. So I gotta set this down. Okay. Now you pull the cap off. All right. There's that. Okay. Ooh. A little rusty in there. I don't like to see that. So now we're gonna go back over to the bench with this, with the fork. Probably fluid in here. I don't know how much. Let me just set this down here for now. All right, so then we're gonna pull these pieces out. And I'm gonna line them up as they come out. So this was our top piece. I'm gonna put that there, followed by this. Pull our spring out. Set that down here. Okay, now the rest of this will come out later, so I gotta look back at the book too. So I haven't done this fork in a while. The 03 two-stroke we had a fork very similar to this, so it's been a while since I've done this. I'm used to the newer forks. I'm gonna clean that up actually, because I don't like that, all that rust on there. All right. There we go. All right, so now we gotta move on to the next step, which is we gotta pull the bottom part of the leg. All right, sorry about that, guys. So it turns out I missed a little bit of a part. There's a little dampening rod that sits down in here. It's a little short piece. You pull that out, you set that out first, and then you're supposed to pump, according to the book, pump your fluid out. That's disgusting. There's not much fluid to pump out. I don't think it's that leg. I think it's this rod here. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Oh. That's what we gotta get out. So we're gonna have to pull this out. There we go. Any fluid? I'm gonna just set that down there. There it is. This fluid is disgusting. Whoops. All right, we gotta go. Big move. Ah!
One.
One more. Yes! All right, so next, I'm gonna put this on. We gotta pull this nut off here. And of course, I am gonna use the greatest tool known to man. So I'm gonna pull this nut off, and then pull this plastic collar off. That's rusty, it's corroded, it's ugly, yeah. And then we're gonna pull this other one off. Look at all that rust in there, it's crazy. So we're gonna...
That gasket was rough too, for that little O-ring there.
Oh, we got others.
Pop's in the house today. Keep an eye on you.
All right, so now it's time for the next steps. All right, lads, so our next step is you gotta take this rod and you have to shove it down this tube, and it's gotta touch some teeth so that you can spin this nut at the bottom.
It's kind of like a castle nut on the inside. I can't get the pin in. Can you push it back through the tube a little more?
Yes, sir.
Push the inner leg back through a little more.
Oh,
There you go.
is that good?
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh! All right, never mind that. So,
Just leave it in the oil. We gotta ratchet.
you ready? I'll go
I don't know
slow.
if I'm in the right way, but hold on. Probably gotta go this way if you're loosening. Okay, yeah.
Oh. Here it comes. There it goes. All right. Loosened. Okay. Don't drop it. Yay!
I did a thing.
All right, so now we've got it loosened. I'm just gonna pull this out a little more. Okay. So that's off. And it's off. It's dirty. I need a rag. All right, one of these in the trash isn't terrible. So we're gonna clean this up. Get that. Look at that. So, oh yeah. So always make sure you clean. I like to clean down in here because you got part of your adjustment down there. I think this is your dampening at the bottom, if I'm not mistaken. So if this gets filled with dirt, I mean, it's gonna be hard to adjust it if you need to, if you wanna make an adjustment, especially for all the track riders out there. Weekend warriors. Speaking of, I need to get on the track. Anyone out there that has more towel coming. But yeah, for anyone watching, like, comment down below if you've got a good track place in North Carolina. Like a good place that's got a motocross track for learning, and you know, you can work your way up to, kind of thing. Cause I'm trying to get some motocross in over the summer, so if y'all have a good spot that you go to or you've heard about, drop that in the comments below. We could go check it out then this summer. All right, so you take this. Now, the next part is, now that you got it like this, you have to pull your dampening rod out. I'm actually gonna tilt this in the bucket to let all the oil out and just pull. Here it is. That's disgusting. The amount of... Oh. You can hear it. All the fluid in it. So you gotta let this fluid out. Oh. So you gotta pump it. If it would. Just like that. Okay. I think I got all of it out. There we go. And I'll just kind of, oh my gosh, I'm gonna have fluid everywhere. So I'm gonna just take a rag. I'm gonna just wipe it down like that. You're not gonna get all the fluid off, but I want to get a good bit of this stuff off so that it's not dripping everywhere. Some fluid in this end. There we go. All right, so I'll set that down on the bench here. I'll do it. Which way did this come? This way. Yeah. All right. All right. Oh my God. No, that's not the trash can. Okay, hold up. All right, guys. So once you get that removed, your next step is, now that we have both the inner and outer tubes, they're free. There's nothing in it now. We're gonna take a little screwdriver or a little pick, and you're gonna pull on your dust seal, just gently, because you don't want to damage this piece of the fork leg. So what I like to do is I like to just put this in there, slowly pry at it. There we go. Get that out. Try not to scratch anything in the process. And then for the rest of them. Oh, that's right. All right, so then once you get that seal out, there's a retaining ring in here that you just got to pull out. All right, so once you get your retainer clip out, it's probably the most fun. Set it down like this, okay? Or you can hold it, and you just, like that, boom. You separate the two legs. There we go. Then we just got to replace all of these parts there. So I'm gonna, oh my gosh. It's falling apart on me. There we go. All right. So now what we got to do is just pull these seals off, these bushings, and get those things replaced. All right, let's get that done. All right, guys. So after you separate the two fork legs here, the next thing you want to do is you want to pull the bushings off and your fork seal here in the washer. So what I like to do is take a small screwdriver, kind of gently pry under it to kind of push it up off the fork to here. So you just kind of pick up, move over like that. Just want to be gentle with the screwdriver. You don't want to dent or ding anything. Oh, there we go. Okay, so we got it off. So what you want to do when you take it off is you want to inspect this outer coating here. This is the part that matters. The brass on the inside isn't too much of a problem here. Might be hard to tell, but the brass on the inside isn't a concern. Well, it is, yes, but more the outside. This is the coating that you want to make sure is okay. So you want to check it over and make sure it's all good. And if it is, you can save it and reuse it. But we have new ones here. Oh, we've got new ones here. So for this, there goes that. But for this, we're just gonna throw the part away because we have replacement. And that's what I do. If you have, and this one too, this one, the coat is on the inside here. So you just look at that. If it's all good, you know, just check. I mean, yes, if you want to replace it when the bronze kind of wears off, you can, but the key is the inside. Make sure it's not grooved, make sure it's smooth. But for this one, we have all new replacements, so trash. And then this washer, I don't know if it's really a washer, a spacer, or is it stuck to this? Let's see. There's that part of this. Let's see. Because some are... Okay, it's not coming off here, and I'm not going to try and scratch it. So I'm going to just pull this off. Oh boy. Down this side. Come on, they're a little aggressive. There we go. I can't tell. I think that's... looks like it's stuck on, maybe. I'm gonna try and get it off here. Because some forks, most of the forks I've done, they have spacers in between. There we go. Okay, it was just stuck on. Alright, so this part, if you're replacing your seals, this definitely goes in the trash. Because you should, in your kit, have new ones, which is key. And then this piece here, just a little spacer. I'm gonna wipe and clean all of these parts off before they go back in. Yeah, so that's the part from the fork that we're reusing. All right, so the next step is you're gonna wanna clean these up. So I've got our trusty bottle parts cleaner. So I'm gonna get all these parts here cleaned up, and then we're gonna start reassembling. All right, so now time to put your new seals and bushings on. So just make sure, I didn't mention it in that last part, but just pull the, I had the dust seal, sorry, it lagged out there. Had the dust seal here, just make sure to take that out. So here's our new dust seal. I'm gonna take a little bit of lube here, and I'm gonna just run it on the inside to help it get on just a little bit easier. What you're supposed to do is have a little cup that sits on the end. I've got one up here, this one, but it's too big. It's for 48 mil. I'm not sure. These forks may be 48. I think they might be a little smaller because these don't fit over them, but we'll just do it this way. We'll put a little lube on it, and then just gently slide it on. Since I don't have the cup, I'm just gonna have to be careful. Oh, the other side. Slowly. There we go. Alright. That one's on. I'm just gonna set this down here. And then a little bit of oil. Or not oil, grease. Just a little more on this seal. Oh no. There we go. There we go. And gently run that on. Alright, just put it up here. There we go. Alright. Hard part done. Take the washer or spacer, inner bushing, put that on. Then your outer bushing. And that clicks on. Sweet. Alright, so now we're going to put this inside our outer tube here, right? Yeah. So I've just set it here. I don't know if y'all can see. I just set it in, put some soft jaws down. And you don't need to like clamp it down like really hard. It just needs to sit on there just to kind of hold it a little. It doesn't need to be crazy. So first step, you're gonna take this, your bushing there, and run that in a little, okay? And I like to run it in enough to where, oh, it's falling. I just like to run it in enough to where I can just let go of it and not worry about it falling out. So I'm gonna tighten this up just a little more. Nothing crazy, I don't want to break it. So step one, is I'm gonna actually pull these back a little. I'm gonna take this bushing, and I'm gonna take this tool. It's our Motion Pro suspension tool. Just kind of run that up in there. Oh boy. Kind of like that. I don't know if it's doing it too well because I think these forks are 47 mil. 47 millimeter. Oh, that's thing is sitting low. Hold up. Just gonna use part of it. Yeah, that's part of the problem. May have to use something a wee bit different here. Let me find something else to try and use. Here we go. Alright. Alright, so I've got something different I'm going to try and use because these forks are smaller than... And if you're struggling with it, just hold the fork leg up a little, because that also... Jeez. Could be a problem. Just... I like to whack it in a little, and then take this piece, turn it evenly. Looking at it, the bearing is not in there. Well, no, I'd say that's in there. Just try with the Motion Pro thing, see if it goes any further. Oh, I missed. Okay, so then you take this clip. This one doesn't go anywhere, it just kind of sits in there. Got it. The key is that once you put this bearing up, or bushing up in, there should be a gap so you can put this clip in here. And we had to do this, wait a little bit, couldn't do it all in one day because we didn't have that piece right there, that little C-clip. Alright. Ooh, that's aggressive. So let me put that in. I'm going to use this one. Jeez. Just let it fall. Ooh, I don't want to hurt my hand doing this. Alright. Just get on this. And the key is you just need to get it in so you can put that C-clip on. You'll know because you'll see the space for it. There it goes. Oh. Just try not to. Hands. Not hand, fingers are up there. It's got a little bit more to go. Seeing on the side here. It's going though, so it's not like it's not going anywhere, but it's just a little slow at the moment. Doesn't sound right. But yeah, I can see like on this side, there's more space. I just gotta slowly work it around. Actually, I have another piece on this I could throw on. Yeah, this works so much better on these. Ooh, I'm gonna pin my finger in there. Let's see. Oh yeah, I can definitely see the line. That's how you know it's going in good. And with this stuff, it's all about patience. Like if it's not working out, stop, try and think about what you're doing, what could be what you're doing wrong. Because yeah, if you do it yourself, it's cheap, but if you mess up, you know, that's expensive right there, you know? You go from, I'd say it's about $100 in parts if you do a complete rebuild. $100 in parts then turns into, you know, hundreds, you know, depending on what you break. You know, these inner and outer tubes are over 200, I think, a piece. Something like that. Last I was checking. Just gonna give it a little bit more on all. go, because I see the gap that we need. All right, so now we're gonna open this up here. This is our clip. I'm trying not to bend it here. At least not a crazy amount. So the one we had in it, as I was trying to get it out, it just disintegrated. So, I missed, saved it. There we go. But it just disintegrated, so it's not very helpful. So with these, I just slowly put them on like that. Yep, and look at that. All that stuff is in. And you should hear a nice click. Once you get it in, where's that little screwdriver? Here it is. Just gently press on it. And there it is. You should hear a click when you start pressing in. Tells you all of this is in properly. Wait a second, did you catch that? Rewind. Nice. Just double check. Like all the way. Yep. Sweet. In and out, good. Where's the bottom seal? Open that up. And you can kind of do this one with your fingers. But that one doesn't, the Motion Pro doesn't seem to be working too well. So we'll go back to this one. Oop, it's not going on the bottom. Just keep going with my hand. Let's see. Oh, I'm gonna keep going. Oh, here it is. Going crazy. Slow. There it goes. There we go. Get a little on this side. Beautiful.
I guess those are.
Oh shoot.
I guess those are the right ones.
Yeah.
Remember that one set of forks we put the seals on? They fell out.
Yeah.
The outer fork.
All right. So next step is you're gonna take this dampening rod assembly right here. So I'm gonna take this on this side, put it down in the tube. Actually, I'm gonna just leave this extended all the way, making it a little bit easier. Okay, I hope it's at the bottom. Looks to be. Yep, there it is. Where is that unit? Here it is. Book checked. Oh, hold up. It's not all the way down in there. Yeah, I knew it. There we go. Now it should be all the way down. Perfect. All right. So next you're going to take this, and actually this piece, before we get too far, needs some new components. Whoop, just had to move the camera real quick. There we go. So because of the complete rebuild, this has some parts on it. So first is this gasket up here. Oh, that one flying. Which is this set right there. It's these ones, right? No, these ones. No. I'll figure it out when I get them out. I'll know, because then I'll see the size and exactly which ones are which. Next is this one here. This lower one. Okay. Oh, wait, there's two. That's right. These are very similar in size. So whichever set is bigger. So this is your bottom one, and this is the top one. Okay. All right, let's open that up. Save the bag because we got to do the other fork leg. Pull this first. Now you don't have to complete rebuild. Oh, and there's this one down here. This little washer. But you don't have to complete rebuild every time, you know, you do your forks. If you want to, you can. Generally, when they start leaking, it's just seals and, well, that's pretty much it, is your seals at the bottom. That's at least from what I've seen on these bikes. Like, you just replace seals and you're good to go. But you know, if you want to do the complete rebuild every time, you know, that it's not a bad option. Keep everything fresh. Go buy, you know, have brand new parts. Just helps your suspension components last longer, or every other change. All right, so now that we got that wiped out and clean, hold up, got to get one of these, which doesn't have a nice opening for me. Oh no, it's not what I needed. It's okay. All right, so this one goes on first, your washer. I think it's a crush washer, that goes on first. Then you take your bigger gasket and put it on. I mean, that could almost sit there, but it's super loose. Because that's, well, I wouldn't say super loose. Uh-oh. Gently pry this off. Whoops. Wasn't supposed to sit there. There we go. Just get that off down there. Ooh, wee. It's not getting on the backside. My hand's slipping. There we go. Put that there. Take your one for the top. Turn that over like this. There we go. Look at that. Absolute beauty. All right, so now we can go back over here so you can see what I'm doing. So now you take this and you stick it in here and you start tightening it down. That's all I can do with my hand for now. So it is a, show you, Hex 14 right there. We got these at Harbor Freight to do the forks. Oh, I don't think I can do it now because that rod's gonna be spinning in there. This is where you're gonna have to get this tool. Let me show you. Let me move the camera back over here. So you take this piece. I usually would just plunge this all the way down and take this piece and stick it in until it lines up. So just go slow and it will line up with that piece inside at some point. At some point today, it should line up. There we go. Got it lined up. And a good way to tell is spin this and see if it tightens up. If it does, you're good. So then you just need something to hold that. This right here, 27 millimeters. Oh, torque wrench, I gotta set that to spec. But I'm gonna show y'all here how you can kind of try and do this by yourself. This part here, because this is where it's gonna get a little crazy. All right, but here's how you can do this by yourself. You take this tool and make sure this is in there good. Hold this and you put this on back here. And set, this isn't in properly. No, that's not gonna be it. Let me make sure this is in good. There we go. Okay. So you're gonna be like this. And it's 40 foot-pounds. And I would make sure it's at its most compressed to make it easier. Just keep going. Now it's gonna be tedious. I know I could use, oh, there it goes. Could use the impact, but it's not gonna be as precise. This is the hard part. You gotta somehow. All right guys, so I figured it out. So here's how you can do it solo. I would put the part of that holds the brake caliper on in the vise in between your soft jaws and just tighten it down so that it can't move, okay? You put your piece at the back here. Where is it? You put this in the back. If it has a option for a wrench, I'd do that, wrench or socket. You hold that and tighten down, good to go, okay? So that's what I did to get it. It's a little bit of grease on it. But that's what I did to get it, and it worked. So now I'm gonna loosen this. It's the wrong way. Loosen this, and we're gonna add the fluid. Well, actually not add the fluid. We're gonna add the rest of the components to the forklift. So now I'm gonna work our way over here. Just gonna tilt it down. So gently place this down. I'm actually gonna grab a piece of cardboard and put this on. Like that. There we go. So there we go. So now we're gonna put all of these components back in. First, starting with a damper rod. Let's set that back in there. And this clip. Some piece down in there as well. There we go. Look at that. Beautiful. Next is this cap, followed up by, you're gonna need a new washer. No, not washer, gasket. That's right here. Move the trash can. If I can open it, there we go. There. Nice. All right. So we're gonna set that down here. This goes right down in there. Take your outer cap. Push that down on. This cap. Okay. I'm gonna take the nut. Oh my gosh. And here's where we need some. Oh, that's gonna spin on me. But to figure out how far down that goes, the book tells you, it says 18.5 millimeters or more. So, get our handy tool here to test this out. Turn it on. Okay, loosen up, it's in millimeters. I'm gonna roll out to 18.5. Oh, missed it. I'm gonna try and get this on the dot. 18.50 exactly. Oh, I know it says or more, but I want it kind of on the dot, or as close as possible. 5.1, come on, just flick it. Oh, no, really? Let's try it. Oh, there. No, I had it. Come on. Come on. Really? You got it. Come on. Moved it more than it needed to. Yes. Yes. It'd be funny if it changed as I. Alright, so then we're going to just measure. It's actually almost there. I just have to tighten it a little and we'll be good to go, which is our 17. Let's get the tool over. Sorry for the constant stepping out of frame. Why is it moving? Oh, I need that tool. Where is it? Don't move on me. Need this again. Keep it from spinning. Oh, it won't even get down there. Well, shoot. Gotta keep this top piece from spinning. It's not gonna hold in my hand. Well, we can try. Yeah, see, this doesn't spin. Oh, there we go. Now hold this button. Well, it's clicking, so let's see. I don't want to over tighten this. Then we're gonna put it back in to measure. Perfect. 18.5 or more. It's probably about 20. So we're gonna leave that there. Next step is to add the fluid. All right, so now we're gonna put some fork oil in here. So the book doesn't give a specified, wait, it doesn't say put 385 milliliters or something. It just tells you fill it. There's holes in this outer tube here, and you basically fill it to just below that, and you'll move the outer tube here, you'll move it up, and then you'll push it down, kind of purge the air out of it and let it sit. Then you're gonna take this, what is this called? A fork level gauge, and you're gonna stick it in like that. I gotta readjust the positioning, but you're then gonna stick it in, and then you're gonna pull out what the excess, pretty much. So since it doesn't say specifically, I took a cup here, or a measuring cup we got off Rocky Mountain ATVMC. Go check them out. This is just a generic Tusk one. So I just filled it up to about 500 milliliters, and I'm gonna pour it in. And I'm actually gonna move down here so I can see the holes. I'll bring you guys with me as I do that. So there's holes in here. Come on. All right. And basically, where's actually my cardboard? I kind of want this on the cardboard. So then we just pour. And you don't have the spring in it for this. Spring stays out. And we're there. Sweet. So now we're purging it. So essentially, just means you come up. And it says with this, and I wouldn't go all the way up because you don't want to unset these. I mean, it really won't, but just to be sure. And then you just push it back down. Look at that. It's actually going. The lever, oh my gosh, the level is going down. So just keep going up and down. Back up and down. Seems to be steady now. All right, back up. And down. All right, and then we'll do this one more time because it says 5 times. So we go up, a little far, and go down. All right, perfect. Now it says to let it sit 5 minutes, and then we're gonna test level. So we're just gonna let it sit here for a good and solid 5-ish minutes, and then we'll come back. All right, so while we wait and let the rest of the suspended air come out of the thing, or the fork, sorry, not the thing. We're going to put a new gasket here and on this little here for the air, just to let air out, to get the fork to atmospheric pressure, because over time the compressing, it builds up some air pressure, and it's supposed to be at atmospheric, so you just every once in a while you have to bleed it. So we're gonna put a new gasket on here. But this is just kind of something to do while you wait instead of standing around doing nothing. You could do a little something for it. And then this This one's always hard to do because you gotta dig in there with a fine pick or something. I got it on. Oh, it's not focused, but I got it on. All right, so with the fork fully compressed, put the oil level gauge and the stopper, and adjust the distance from the top of the inner tube to the oil. And fully compressed without spring is 120 plus or minus 2 millimeters. Just read that from the service manual. So I got it at 120 exactly, and I'm gonna set it down in there. It's down in there at 120, and we're gonna just pull up and see if I get any fluid. Yep, so there it is. This is the fluid that's coming out of it, and there's the air. Just making sure we get all of the fluid. All right. Pretty far down the tube it goes down there. Oh. All right, guys. So now that everything's on, you're gonna pull your dampening rod back out. Put the spring down in there. Oh, seriously? I gotta pull up on this now. I didn't pull up on it enough. All right, so I'm gonna get this cap. I'm gonna place that back down. I need a towel real quick. And yeah, it's the same as, how you take it off. So push down on this. Well, first, I'm gonna just hold it down and spin the cap on a little. Ooh, don't go down. So I'm gonna spin it on until hand tight, and it starts spinning. It spins this rod down here. There we go. I could probably just do it this way. See, that nut starts spinning then, so it's a 17, at least on this one, 17 millimeters. Let me get that in there. Hold it down. Just kind of tighten it down a little. And quickly run over to the service manual and see what it says on torque spec. It says 20.6 foot-pounds. So I'll just put it at 20. All right, so the nut that's on it is 20.6. This top cap is 22. That's 22. Okay. Almost done with leg one. Would have been nice if it didn't take, I don't know, it took longer because we had to buy more parts, so. It's not. Oh, geez. This is going to be as painful as the other one. That's probably much better. There it goes. Okay. That was the problem. Just down on that. Pull this up. We're going to tighten that down. Let me make sure I wrote that right. Putting it in. Yeah. Alright, so then you tighten this down. Alright. Almost done. Just gotta tighten this down. There we go. And then you gotta take the little, wherever I put it, here it is. Where is it? This thing I struggled with. Oh, I can't see. There we go. This little thing I struggled to put the washer or gasket on. put it in and tighten it down. This one doesn't need to be crazy. Just put it in, snug it up. Oh, and they break easily, and the tops of them get stripped a lot. Improper tool. So I would just snug it, and then just make sure you can back it out. Snug it down. Leg one complete. I'm just gonna wipe a little bit of this down because there's a little bit of stuff down here. Now, but now, I mean, you can always just give it a little test. You know, just press down, see how it works. This one is at the least. It takes a while for it to build up its work again, but then you adjust it to whatever settings you had before, or you can just go to the lowest settings and, you know, find whatever you feel is best. But yeah, so just gotta angle that. So leg one done. So hope you know how to do the first leg. I'm gonna run a time lapse on the second leg, and yeah, get this bike ready to go. So we're gonna wrap up this. We're gonna get to riding it, tuning it, riding it. All right, so let's hit the time lapse. All right, so there they are. Front forks done, rebuilt, cleaned up, ready to go. So, I mean, that's pretty much it in this video. We're just gonna, you know, put them on the bike, finish tuning them up. But in terms of rebuilding them, which this video is about, we're done there. All right, Speedy B here, or just B Rice with
no fancy sign off.
Anyway, we're it's us here at Warfield Motor Repair. Make sure to like and subscribe, support what we do. Catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.